When people think about Daniel, they usually think about the lion's den. They remember the miracle. They remember how God shut the mouths of the lions and protected his servant. But Daniel's greatness did not begin in the lion's den. The lion's den was simply the moment when everyone saw what had already been built inside him. Long before Daniel faced lions, he had developed disciplines that shaped his character, strengthened his faith, and prepared him for every challenge he would face. Daniel did not become great because of one dramatic moment. He became great because of years of faithful discipline. Here are 5 disciplines that made Daniel great. Number 1, self-control. The first test Daniel faced in Babylon was not a lion. It was a meal. When Daniel arrived in Babylon as a captive, he and his friends were offered food and wine from the king's table. To most people, this would have seemed like a privilege. The king's food was the finest food in the kingdom. Yet Daniel refused it. Daniel 1:8 says, "But Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food." Why was the food a problem? Many scholars believe the food had been offered to Babylonian idols before being served. Some of it may also have violated the dietary laws God had given to Israel. Daniel understood that accepting the food could compromise his devotion to God. What is remarkable is that Daniel stood firm in what appeared to be a small issue. Many people think self-control matters only in major decisions. Daniel teaches us that self-control begins in the small things. If you cannot say no to small compromises, you will struggle to stand firm when larger temptations come. Greatness often begins with mastering yourself. Number 2, continuous learning. Daniel was not only a man of faith, he was also a man who never stopped learning. After arriving in Babylon, Daniel was trained in the language, literature, and wisdom of the Babylonians. Imagine the challenge. He was living in a foreign nation with a different culture, different beliefs, and a different language. Yet Daniel applied himself diligently. Daniel 1:17 tells us that God gave Daniel and his friends knowledge and understanding in every kind of literature and wisdom. Notice that God gave them wisdom, but they also had to develop it. God's blessings do not remove the need for effort. Daniel understood that preparation matters. Many people pray for opportunities but neglect preparation. Daniel became one of the wisest men in Babylon because he committed himself to continuous growth. His discipline in learning prepared him for the responsibilities God would later place in his hands. Number 3, integrity. One of the most impressive things about Daniel's life was his integrity. As Daniel rose to positions of influence, jealousy grew among other officials. His enemies desperately wanted to find something they could use against him. So they investigated him. They examined his work. They searched for mistakes. They looked for corruption. Yet Daniel 6:4 says they could find no corruption in him because he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. Think about how extraordinary that is. Daniel held powerful positions in government for decades. Yet his enemies could not find a single scandal. His public life matched his private life. His words matched his actions. His reputation matched his character. Integrity is not built in a day. It is built through thousands of daily choices to do what is right. Most people want success. Few people are willing to maintain integrity when success becomes costly. Daniel's discipline of integrity earned him trust, respect, and influence. Character may not always be rewarded immediately, but it always matters in the long run. Number 4, consistent prayer. If there is one discipline most people associate with Daniel, it is prayer. Prayer was not merely something Daniel practiced occasionally, it was part of his daily life. Daniel consistently sought God. This became especially evident when King Darius signed a decree making prayer illegal. Anyone who prayed to another god would be thrown into the lion's den. For many people, this would have been a frightening moment. But Daniel's response was remarkable. Daniel 6:10 says that he went to his room and prayed 3 times a day, just as he had done before. Daniel did not suddenly become a man of prayer because he faced a crisis. He was already a man of prayer. His habit was stronger than the pressure around him. Prayer gave Daniel wisdom when interpreting dreams. Prayer gave Daniel courage when facing danger. Prayer gave Daniel peace when others were fearful. The strength Daniel displayed in public was built through private time with God. The lion's den did not create Daniel's faith. It revealed it. Number 5, faithful obedience. Above all else, the greatest discipline in Daniel's life was faithful obedience. Daniel's circumstances changed many times throughout his life. He was taken from his homeland. He served under different kings. He experienced both favor and opposition. He witnessed the rise and fall of empires. Yet through every season, Daniel remained loyal to God. Daniel chose to obey God regardless of the cost. Many people can obey God when life is easy. Daniel obeyed God when obedience could cost him everything. That is what makes his life so inspiring. Every other discipline in Daniel's life pointed toward this one. His self-control helped him obey God. His learning helped him serve God. His integrity honored God. His prayer life connected him to God. And his faithful obedience kept him walking with God through every season of life. The lion's den was not what made Daniel great. It simply revealed the disciplines he had been building his entire life. And the same disciplines that shaped Daniel can still shape us today.